My name is Dennis. I'll be your guide this afternoon. In just moments, we'll be taking off. So if you're sitting next to the tram doors, be careful. They will be pulling them down. We don't want you to injure your arms or your feet once they do so. If you've got children whose feet don't reach the floor, now's a great time to move them towards the center of the aisle, away from the doors, because it does get bumpy during certain portions of this trip, which, FYI, you will be enjoying aboard this newer electric tram. And here to tell you more about it is the Today Show's weather anchor and co-host, Mr. Al Roker.
I'm proud to announce that Universal Studios Hollywood is converting the world-famous studio tour trams to become electric vehicles. As these trams roll out, guests will be experiencing all the movie-making action propelled by the latest energy-efficient technology. Now, this is just one example of NBC Universal's and Comcast's commitment to becoming carbon neutral by 2035, helping us all take another step toward reducing our carbon footprint. So, welcome aboard for an awesome experience that's also awesome for the environment.
You know what's also awesome? All the amazing music from our soundtracks. FYI, we got the thumbs up to take off. So, guys, let's take a look to the left and wave goodbye at all those beautiful people out there, because we have hit the road, Jack. Folks, now it's time for me to introduce my co-host for the trip. You know him from The Tonight Show on NBC. He's the one and only Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Dennis.
And the greatest driver.
Chad.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Chad
owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
Okay, folks, first, if you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please, no smoking of any kind during the tour. Be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, fire effects, and many water effects, so you may get wet. There are also sudden tram movements during the tour, so secure your personal belongings and hold on. Finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on board the tram. Now, check out this road we're driving on right now. It's called the Timeline. To the left, you can see all of the preparations for our new roller coaster, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, opening here this year. Then, to the right, we've got posters of our many productions and even a fire station. That's fire station number 51, which got its name from the hit 70s drama Emergency, which also took place at a fire station number 51, and of course was produced by Universal Television. Now, if you're wondering why we have a fire station at a movie and TV studio, that's because our lot is humongous. It's more than 400 acres wide. It's so big, we're also known as Universal City. And just like any other city, well, we've got that fire station, a police department, even postal service, in case you want to send someone a letter while you're visiting us. Of course, what we specialize in is in making movies and TV shows. We usually do them inside of sound stages. They're like big warehouses where they build the sets on the various productions filming at any studio. In fact, further down this road on your left, you'll see sound stage number 12. It's one of the oldest but largest ones here, and it's in there where we shot all of these movies. Alrighty, Alrighty, folks. Now we are gonna cross the street and enter the front lot. On your right-hand side, you guys can see the side of Super Nintendo World, home to Mario and Luigi, stars of our hit movie, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Then to the left, we've got more sound stages. In fact, number 11 is open, so take a peek, see what they're doing in there. Now, amongst the many productions shot here in this area are shows like Bel-Air, the new version of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Also, HBO Max's Hacks and Superstore, which starred America Ferrera and Ben Feldman.
I'm tired here, but let's have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
Your face stays where it is, it's gonna get worse.
Another show that also filmed in these sound stages several months ago was Peacock's Ted. Here's a look at the making of that wonderful comedy.
Hi, Ted Bennett, 2 feet 5 inches. I am locally based, SAG eligible, and I will not shave.
All right, let's shoot.
Hi, my name is Allie, and I'm the visual effects coordinator on Ted Season 2.
Here we go.
In the final show, Ted is fully animated, but in addition to our view screen technology, we also have a reference bear.
Action, Ellie.
It is the stuffed animal version of Ted. He's bite-sized, he's 2 feet, he has like all the same features. He's essentially a stand-in for Ted.
That's great.
We use it for our camera operators, our lighting. We also use it for our animators in post, and then also for the actors so they can see where Ted should be in the scene. Anytime Ted is holding something, it's CGI, but there's a lot of pass-offs between Ted and real actors. So we need that practical pass-off to help us in visual effects.
Here's the headline for tomorrow's paper.
So that's where I come in. This is what I typically take with me on a day on set for Ted. These are my punching arms in case Ted has any like hand interaction.
He's gonna beg me.
Shh. I hide under beds, I hide under tables, and sometimes I have to crawl into the scene. It depends on the setup.
Hi, I'm a struggling record producer, and I need your talents on my label.
So this is my TED box tour. This is what I do. This is a day in the life of a puppeteer VFX coordinator on TED. Every day brings a new challenge, but it's fun to rise to the occasion.
That looks good. That's good.
Now let me tell you, when stars like Ted are working on the lot, they're always having fun. They'll grab the golf carts, come up to the trams, go around the sets, do all sorts of things. And just like them, well, we too are gonna have fun on this tour, folks, because it's a busy day here. So whenever you see anyone walking or driving past the tram throughout the tour, don't be shy, folks. Make sure to put your arm up in the air and wave it like you just don't care, because we love to greet everyone who comes to visit us here. But I need to know how good all of you are at greeting everybody here. So I want all of you in cars 1, 2, 3, and 4 to raise your arms right now. Come on, put them up there. Don't be shy. There you go. There you go. Now, wave them side to side. Left, right, left, right, left. Faster, 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 Try that throughout the tour. Trust me, you're gonna have way more fun. Perhaps more fun than the stars that used to take a break in between scenes at these bungalows on your left. These used to be the dressing rooms of some of Hollywood's biggest stars back in the golden age of cinema. Actors like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, and Lucille Ball. All of them practically lived here when they were filming at Universal. Today, though, these are production offices home to big companies like Illumination Entertainment, the folks behind the Despicable Me franchise, Mark Platt Productions, who brought Wicked and Wicked for Good to theaters, as well as the De Laurentiis Company. Housed at Bungalow 5195, a former office of the master of suspense, Mr. Alfred Hitchcock. Now, as an homage to him, we actually have his famous profile next to that bungalow's number. If you can spot that out, you'll definitely find him in the many cameos he made in his own movies. Check him out.
My name is Alfred Hitchcock. We all go a little mad sometimes. See the plot.
Now, once producers, directors, and writers are done working on those ideas, well, they can bring them to life here at the back left, where we've got sound stages 25 and 26 on the left. Since they were built back in 2016, they've been home to shows like America's Got Talent, Lopez vs. Lopez, and St. Dennis Medical. You can watch seasons 1 and 2 of St. Dennis Medical only on Peacock. Check it out.
Welcome to St. Dennis Medical Center.
St. Dennis Regional Medical.
I have access to some really good stuff, and I will hook you up.
No, man. I
That was a test.
Like the Avengers, you know?
We're not supposed to have fabrications, but we do.
I almost don't want it to get better.
Pale, kind of blotchy.
It's the other one.
Oh my god, that's much worse. Wow.
If you're wondering where the entrance to that hospital is located, take a look to your right. That brick building with the columns in front of it is the set used as the hospital entrance on that show. Then across the street from it, you can see some buildings that have stairs in front of them. That is a brownstone street where we shot all these movies. Perhaps the most famous location on the lot. It's officially called Courthouse Square, but many of you know it as the town of Hill Valley from Back to the Future.
It was actually the back lot of Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax of Back to the Future.
I had seen something in the clock tower on that ledge. So this ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. And I just thought, there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
All right, check out these other amazing scenes also filmed here in Courthouse Square. Now we made it to the East Coast. We're here on New York Street, a slice of the Big Apple, where you folks can find Broadway theaters as well as a Macy's store. Unfortunately, if you guys want to buy something here, well, you're not going to find much, because guess what? None of the buildings here are real. Most of them are just facades or the fronts and sides of what look like real buildings or homes, made with light materials such as foam rubber, fiberglass, plastic, even plywood. We make them with these materials because they're easier to tear down in case we need to build another set for a movie or show. What takes place inside of them is all shot at our sound stages where we have better control over the space, the lighting, even the sound. Now here to tell you more about these metro sets is once again Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. I'm walking here. It's cool guys. I was just walking in. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Now folks, from our metro sets, we're heading over to an exotic location on the lot called Skull Island. It's the setting of King Kong 360. Here to tell you more about it is the director of Universal's 2005 version of King Kong. He's also the founder of One FX, the company that made this ride. Here's Mr. Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I like to just away from your and scoop you up and pinch you. And to me, the complimentary places, I mean, you're on shipwrecks and Lost Island, you're on top of monsters, creatures from, prehistoric times. That's why I was thrilled when you sort of like Skull Island. It's great to be on the climb. We're about Skull Island.
Now folks, please remain seated and hold on because we've made it back to Skull Island. King Kong 360 has been enhanced with newly optimized 2D technology, allowing everyone to experience it without the need for 3D glasses. Now, as I said a little while ago, that epic battle you just experienced was designed by Peter Jackson and the team at Weta FX. Computer-generated imagery and digital effects have been important tools in movie making for many years and have helped build the worlds in some of your favorite Universal figures, from sci-fi to fantasy to action films and more. Now, one area that was definitely not made with CGI technology is our metro neighborhood. We're going to be driving through it once again, and as you guys know, not everything is what it seems here. In fact, the buildings on your left-hand side, most of them are facades. Then in a moment, you're going to see some more buildings on the right-hand side. These, however, are painted on a wall. Now, from our point of view, we'll be able to tell that they are not real. But depending on where a director decides to place a camera, they can look real. The use of camera angles to trick the eye is something called trompe-l'oeil in the movie making world, and we use it for this scene in Bruce Almighty with actor Jim Carrey.
Grace, the door! Outside bad. Outside good. Outside bad. Outside.
Because when you pause that scene right there and you look down Brownstone Street, you can see some buildings in the back, but guess what? They're not real, they're actually painted on that wall to your right-hand side. But you know what is real? The tree that Jim is leaning against, that actually came from our horticulture department, which is in charge of providing the plants for the various productions filming here and also for the theme park. But you know what isn't real? The grass that the dog is on. It's a rug that looks like grass. It came from our prop department, and we plop those on the sidewalks whenever we need to decorate them. The dog, however, the dog is real. Just as beautiful as the making of the movie The Blues Brothers. That production took place in Chicago, but most of it was filmed here on our back lot.
When the Pinto fell and you saw it land and make this big hole in the street, that was on the back lot. We dropped it from a crane. You dig like that in Chicago,
When people ask me all of the movies I've ever done, what was the most satisfying, the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive and train with the best countries in the world, and got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's Guest because just didn't walk into anybody's house.
During the shooting of the movie, John was missing. We couldn't find him.
Danny went off looking for him. He saw a light on in this one house and knocked on the door.
I said, sir, we're doing a movie down here. We're looking for one of our actors. Oh, John, yeah, he's on my couch. He came in, he had a snack a couple hours ago. He's sleeping. He was America's Guest. I mean, literally.
Now, whenever we're not filming outdoors in our metro area, we're doing so inside of sound stages. In fact, over here on the left, you can see sound stages 30 to 33, which have been home to shows like the hit reality competition series The Voice, and Happy's Place, which stars one of the former coaches of The Voice, Ms. Reba McEntire. You can watch seasons 1 and 2 of Happy's Place on Peacock, and well, here's a look at the making of that sitcom.
Hey there, I'm Reba McEntire, and welcome to Happy's Place. We shoot our heartfelt comedy right here on Universal Live. Now, unlike most TV shows, we are a multi-camera sitcom, meaning several cameras capture every scene from a different angle, all at the same time. Each episode takes about a week to make, from the first read-through of the script to rehearsals to taping in front of a live studio audience. And let me tell you, every step is a blast. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you at Happy's Place. Yoo-hoo! I'm starting to sweat. The men are the ones that's supposed to ask the women out. That hasn't been true for 30 years. I haven't dated in 30 years.
Happy's Place, Friday on NBC and Peacock.
You know what's older than 30 years? Our next stop, it's called Little Europe, so take out those cameras and cell phones if you haven't done so yet, folks. Because we've been magically transported all the way to the other side of the world. Welcome to the cobblestone streets of Little Europe. Ooh la la. It's here where productions like Rogers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, which starred Brandy and Whitney Houston, was filmed, where they shot scenes for the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, where the Muppets have worked, and where actor Pedro Pascal filmed a Corona commercial several years ago. Some of you may also recognize this area as The Good Place, setting of the hit comedy which starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Now, you just heard what the bad place is like, but in a moment, I'm going to show you what it looks like, because Little Europe is actually famous thanks to all of the classic monster movies that were shot here back in the early days of the studio. Productions like Frankenstein, Dracula, even The Mummy, they all filmed here. So folks, beware, because anyone or anything can be lurking around these buildings.
Listen now, from us, he's in the woods. Get out of that house. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me. Are you ready?
Now folks, the cool thing about the tour is that we not only show you exterior sets, we also show you what they look like inside a real working soundstage. That's why we got here, soundstage 50. Now while we're here, we ask that you please remain seated and hold on. As you can see, this particular soundstage is stressed up. Oh my gosh. Chad, what was that? Oh, folks, we're going over shaking quake. Holy folks. We just survived the big one. Let's give a big round of applause to our driver for saving us from that disaster. You know what? I want to make it feel extra special. I want y'all to say it out loud with me. Chad, 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 Chad. He says thank you, by the way. Now, if you're wondering how he was able to get us out of that shaking quake, well, folks, it's because it wasn't a real shaking quake. No, it's just an attraction that we have here at Universal. In fact, it's inspired by the classic movie Earthquake. That film starred Charlton Heston, Richard Roundtree, and Ava Gardner. That movie filmed all over our metro sets, even in our sound stages. And when Universal released that movie back in November of 1974, it was supposed to follow it up with an even scarier film in December of that year. That other production, though, had so many delays, it wasn't until the next year, 75, when the audiences finally got to visit Amity Island. Now, you guys don't have to wait months to visit it. We're already here. If you're a movie buff, you know which production takes place on this island. It's none other than Jaws. In fact, we caught the shark. It's hanging outside of the... Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Wait a second. There's a shark outside of the hotel, and there's another one in the water, and that's our scuba diver, George. George, buddy, get out of there. Jump on the boat. Chad, call security. George is in danger. George! Oh no. They just took George into sushi. Okay. Look, everyone, just stay calm, okay? Just stay calm and seated, all right? Our driver is one of the best in all of Hollywood. He's gonna put. Why do you stop the tram? Why do you stop the tram? There's a man-eating shark in there. It's gonna get closer to us, and it's gonna go. Back to work. Call up the fire station. Help is on the way. We're gonna get out of here safe and sound. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious, folks. I just saw my life flash before my sunglasses. You know, if you thought that was scary, just imagine what it was like making this attraction.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the tram. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lot. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Whoa, if you thought Jaws saw the show in Amity Island, well, Mother Nature just staged it here in Old Mexico because there's a whole lot of thunder or rain in this area. But you know what? I'm not gonna let that distract me. I'm gonna... Sorry, that thunder startled me. I was gonna say, we filmed all sorts of productions here, including music videos like Lady Gaga's Judas, Bailamos with Enrique Iglesias, even classic movies like The Three Amigos with actors Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase. Now, one of the things that I most love about the... Oh my gosh, it's a flash flood. Everyone take cover. Oh my gosh. Holy Jimmy Jano, folks. You see, this is why I tell everybody, you gotta be careful with your cameras and belongings. You don't know when you'll get space wrapped on the tour, and then you'll end up looking like the villain in this scene from the movie Big Fat Liar. That movie starred Amanda Bynes and Frankie Muniz.
You can't outrun the wolf, kid!
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Hang on, buddy, folks!
And in case you're wondering, all of that water came out of tanks at the top of the hill in Old Mexico, which have thousands of gallons of water that are recycled for that flash flood effect. Now we've made it to the Wild Wild West. This is 6 Point, Texas, home to stars like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio when they were filming the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's also where this cowboy roamed many years ago.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I only just where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
I want to see you mount up and get out of town.
I'll see you again, fella.
Or you can count on it.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Copy out.
always horsing around unlike these cowboys. Now here to the right, you guys can see more barrels and toy ponies outside of what looks like a ranch set. If you're wondering why we leave these props outdoors and don't put them away in the storage unit, it's actually done on purpose so that they can soak up the sun, the rain, the dust, and look more the way they would in the real Wild Wild West. Another area that we're going to drive alongside again is Amity Island. This time, look at the white boat next to the hanging chart. Above it, you'll see the words Cabin Cove. That's because that area was known as Cabin Cove on the classic TV series Murder, She Wrote. Now we've made it to the suburbs. On your left is Elm Street, where they shot scenes for Netflix's Never Have I Ever and Bravo reality show The Valley. To your right is our chicken ranch. It looks like a real home, but no, it's not. It's a practical set. That means it has a steel infrastructure, and it's surrounded by all those walls, allowing producers to film both inside and outside of it. Here's a look at that wonderful residence. Ah, that's not the right clip. Hold on one second, folks. Here it goes in 3, 2, 1. One neighborhood within lots of practical sets is the one we're entering now. This is Colonial Street. This will feature TV classics like The Munsters and Leave It to Beaver, on holiday films like Candy Cane Lane with Mr. Eddie Murphy, and also on dramedies such as Desperate Housewives, where it was known as Wisteria Lane.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighborhood.
Just like any other neighborhood on the lot, this one can be transformed based on a production's needs. For example, the grassy circular area to your left, that can be turned into a park. In fact, it was a park for a commercial that shot here a while back. And because the homes are not real, well, we can tear them down, we can build them up again, decorate them a number of ways, paint with different colors. Perhaps that's why you may not have recognized this neighborhood if you saw it on Peacock's 10 or even on The Burbs with Ms. Kiki Palmer.
Welcome to Ashfield Place, the safest town in America. So, what's the deal with that Victorian news? There have been whispers of murder. Which one of us is the murderer? So I'm gonna go in.
Do white ladies love salads? Hell yeah, we're going in.
Now, as they go in, we're going to be going out towards Stevens Biblical Drive. It's no coincidence that we have a road named after him, hence our long relationship with the Academy Award-winning director.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom. When everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until the bus left. And then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of us focused in those days, in the 60s, on film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt Well, in my own young way, I owned a lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
Now, if Steven would have been on today's tour, he would have loved this next stop. It's our picture cards display area. Picture cards are any vehicles that appear in a movie or TV show. You'll probably want one of those picture cars to drive fast and furiously away from the area on your right. It's the infamous Bates Motel from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Oh my gosh, and there is Norman Bates himself. Well, what in the world is he looking for on the... Oh my gosh. Okay, folks, look. That's not a part of the studio tour, okay? Everybody, sorry, I'm just getting nervous. Everybody look the other way and hide your cell phones and cameras. Oh, wait, Norman, oh my gosh! Chad, hurry up, he's coming for us! Go quicker, faster! Don't wave at him, he's crazy! Oh my goodness, you guys never learn. Anyhow, start looking left. There you'll see the famous house where Norman and Mother lived. And you might see a little surprise in there too. Scary things, I want to welcome you to the set of the movie War of the Worlds, which starred Mr. Tom Cruise.
Look at all the puppies. Oh, look at all the puppies. Puppies. Puppies everywhere. Puppies over here.
Now, take a look at this airplane on the left-hand side. It is real. It cost producers of the movie about $60,000, but almost $200,000 to split it up into different pieces, then transport it to Universal Studios. Here is more on the making of that feature film.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When you first began to sit down to talk about War in the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood?
Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep pressing me. Listen, listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Stay down closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
And from the world of War of the Worlds, we're going to be driving alongside the world of Jordan Peele's hit movie Nope. There on your right-hand side is Jupiter's Claim, the theme park featured in that movie. Now, when they wrapped production on that film, they actually took apart the sets from Jupiter's Claim. They then transported them here to Universal Studios and rebuilt a portion of that park right here for everyone to enjoy on the world famous studio tour. We also got, well, a really cool body of water on the other side of this beautiful little theme park. So if you guys are a real big movie buffs, maybe you want to take out those cameras and cell phones so that you can take some photos and videos of that area as well. Because as we go further down this road, on your right, you'll see what's known as Falls Lake. Now, when you see it, you probably don't think, well, or won't think that it's a lake because, well, it's just a big, humongous pit with no water, lots of trucks. But let me tell you, when we take out those trucks and we fill up that area with water, this is what it looks like.
It's normally been over there.
You know why else you should have your cameras in hand? Because coming up on your right is the actual screen-used ship from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, starring Matt Damon. Be sure to see Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey in theaters starting July 17th. Alrighty, folks, we got about 5 more minutes left till we get back to the park. Don't forget that if you've got an emergency, drop something on the road, or need to use a restroom, all you have to do is pull the red cord on the ceiling, stay seated, and I'll go over and assist you, but please, for your safety, do not jump off the tram. And with that, folks, I gotta say goodbye, but well, it's not a final goodbye, because I gotta tell you a couple of things before we wrap up this tour. First of all, once we park this tram, please watch your step as you exit the vehicle. If you're sitting next to or leaning against those tram doors, be careful, they will be lifting them up. And don't forget to download the Universal Studios Hollywood app where you guys can see the wait times for our attractions, show times for Waterworld Alive, SeaWorld Spectacular, and order food online. If you'd also like to upgrade your pass to an annual one so that you can come back many more times, stop by the Universal box office where they can help you out with that. And if you'd like to purchase any of the NBC Universal titles that you've seen on the tour, visit universalpicturesathome.com or ask about them at our retail stores. By the way, this year we're celebrating a big anniversary here at Universal Studios because Universal Studios is a part of NBC Universal, one of the world's leading entertainment companies, which includes Universal Pictures, Focus Features, Peacock, and NBC Television. This year, NBC is celebrating its 100th anniversary, from trailblazing radio and television to launching The Today Show, The Voice, Saturday Night Live, The Office, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, and every beloved show in between. NBC has been the home of entertainment, news, and sports for an entire century. We're celebrating the network all year long. Here's a look back at some of Universal Television's biggest hits. How many of these shows have you folks watched? Also, while we're parked here, take a look to your right-hand side. Enjoy that beautiful view. Oh, hold on. Someone has just spoken before. If it is a medical emergency, could you please go back one more time? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to be able to see something.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
They grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go and see Jaws. Doors, then the movie, see the trams drive by. It's very overwhelming. One of the coolest things next to that shooting in Universal is something they shoot on the lot. Many years ago, they take their Jaws, against the flash flood, and all those trams are riding around. I think it's the coolest thing ever. 1979. Back then, the tram drivers were doing recklessly crazy. There was no restriction on cars going in. We used to drive all over it. How they do it, turn back and forth.
I have so many amazing memories of the lot when we were shooting Back to the Future.
Being here brings me back in time, I'll tell you that.
The tram would come through, the tourists would see Michael J. Fox, and there's camera snapping his neck. So one day, Michael J. Fox had his own camera, and every time the tourists came through to snap their pictures, he ran out and he started taking pictures of them.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you once again for joining us here on the World Famous Tour. My name is Dennis, like the Menace. I'll be by the directory in case you have any questions or want to stop by and say hi. Have a fantastic